Alright, Raider Nation, buckle up, because we've got a sizzling story coming out of Las Vegas that's got the NFL buzzing. What happens when one of the Raiders' top playmakers drops a bombshell in the middle of a rocky season? That's right, we're diving into the Jakobi Meyers trade drama, and trust me, this one's got more twists than a goal line stand against the Chiefs. So, let's break it down, from the explosive comments to what this means for the silver and black moving forward. This is your NFL news fix, and we're going all in on the Raiders. First, let's set the stage. The Las Vegas Raiders, playing out of the shimmering Allegiant Stadium, affectionately dubbed the Death Star by fans, are in the thick of a challenging 2025 season. Coming off a tough loss to their arch-rivals, the Kansas City Chiefs, last Sunday, the Raiders are staring down a pivotal moment as they head into their bye week. And at the heart of it all, wide receiver Jakobi Meyers, a guy who's been the glue of this offense, is making waves with some fiery comments about his future. Meyers, in the final year of his contract, is reportedly unhappy, and he's not holding back. Let's unpack this drama and see what it means for the team that lives by the commitment to excellence. So, what's the deal? Meyers, who's been a reliable target for quarterbacks like Aiden O'Connell and whoever else is under center, is in a contract year. Over the past 2 seasons, he's proven he's worth every penny, racking up catches, moving the chains, and giving the Raiders' offense a fighting chance. But last Sunday against the Chiefs, without Meyers on the field, the offense looked like it was stuck in quicksand. No disrespect to the rest of the squad, but without Meyers, and rookie sensation Brock Bowers, who was also sidelined, the Raiders' passing game was flatter than a pancake. Zero spark, zero chance. It was a stark reminder of just how critical Meyers is to this team. Now, here's where things get spicy. Reports are swirling that Meyers requested a trade before the season, and the Raiders front office said, not so fast. They know his value, especially after that Chiefs game exposed their offense's vulnerabilities. But Meyers, he's not backing down. In a candid moment, he laid it all out, saying, "Oh, for sure, I want to be traded, but I'm a professional at the end of the day. I'm just trying to play good football." He went on, "I just want to be where my feet are. They know how I feel. It's no reason for me to keep crying to them, 'Can you get me out of here? If you move me, you move me. But for now, I got real people next to me I care about. I'm trying to be my best self for them." Wow. That's the kind of raw honesty you don't hear every day in the NFL. Meyers is keeping it real, balancing his frustration with a commitment to his teammates. He's saying, "I'll give you everything I've got, whether I'm in silver and black or not." But here's the million-dollar question. What's next for the Raiders and their star receiver? Let's dive deeper. Now, let's talk tactics. The Raiders' offense, led by head coach Antonio Pierce, has been a roller coaster this season. When Meyers is on the field, he's a security blanket for the quarterback. At 6 feet 2 inches, 200 pounds, with soft hands and crisp route running, he's the kind of receiver who can turn a quick slant into a 20-yard gain. Last season, he hauled in over 800 yards and 8 touchdowns, and this year, he's on pace to match or exceed that. Compare that to the rest of the AFC West, guys like Cortland Sutton for the Broncos or Ladd McConkey for the Chargers, and Meyers is holding his own as a top-tier target. But without him, the Raiders' offense is like a car with no gas. The Chiefs game proved it. No Meyers, no Bowers, no hope. So why the trade talk? Well, it's a business, folks. Meyers is 28, in his prime, and he knows his worth. The Raiders could have locked him up before the season for a bargain, but now? His value's through the roof, especially after teams saw how lost Vegas looked without him. If the Raiders trade him, they could net a decent draft pick, maybe a second-rounder, but they'd be gutting their offense. On the flip side, signing him to a new deal means committing big money, and with other stars like Max Crosby and Davante Adams already eating up cap space, the front office is in a pickle. It's a classic Raiders dilemma. Go all in or rebuild. Let's zoom out for some historical context. The Raiders, born in Oakland in 1960, have always been the NFL's rebels. From Al Davis's "just win" baby mantra to John Madden's sideline swagger, this franchise thrives on grit and defiance. They've got 3 Super Bowl rings, 1976, 1980, and 1983, and a fanbase, Raider Nation, that's as passionate as they come. But the last few decades, it's been a wild ride. From Oakland to Los Angeles, back to Oakland, and now to Vegas, the Raiders have had their share of highs and lows. Remember the 2002 Super Bowl run with Rich Gannon? Or the heartbreak of the Tuck Rule game? This team's got a knack for drama, and Meyers' situation is just the latest chapter. Statistically, the Raiders' offense is struggling. They're averaging just 18.5 points per game, one of the lowest in the AFC. Compare that to their glory days in the 70s, when Ken Stabler and Cliff Branch were lighting up scoreboards, or even the 80s with Marcus Allen bulldozing defenses. Today's squad relies heavily on Meyers and Adams to stretch the field, with Crosby anchoring a fierce defensive line that leads the league in pressures. But injuries, like Bauer's absence last week, and inconsistency at quarterback have held them back. If Meyers walks, you can bet those numbers will dip even lower. Now, imagine this. We caught up with Coach Pierce after practice. Here's what he might have said. Jacoby's a warrior. He's out there grinding, giving us everything. We're working through this as a family. Our focus is on the next game, not the noise. Sounds like Pierce is trying to keep the locker room tight, but you can feel the tension. And what about the fans? I spoke to a lifelong Raider, Maria from Henderson, who told me, Meyers is our heart right now. Trading him would be like trading away the soul of this team. Keep him in Vegas. Looking ahead, the bye week gives the Raiders a chance to regroup. Their next game is against the Denver Broncos, another bitter AFC West rival. If Meyers plays, expect him to torch Denver's secondary. He's got a knack for big games against them. But if the front office pulls the trigger on a trade before the deadline, we could see Meyers in a new jersey, maybe catching passes from a guy like Aaron Rodgers or Justin Herbert. That's a scary thought for Raider Nation. Long-term, this saga could shape the Raiders' 2026 draft strategy. A high pick could land them a new receiver or bolster the offensive line, but losing Meyers might set the offense back years. Let's sprinkle in some Raiders trivia to lighten the mood. Did you know the Raiders' commitment to excellence motto was coined by Al Davis himself? Or that their rivalry with the Chiefs dates back to the AFL days, with legendary battles like the 1968 Heidi game? And how about this? The Raiders were the first team to draft a Heisman winner, running back Marcus Allen, who became a Super Bowl MVP. That's the kind of legacy Meyers is part of, and he's writing his own chapter. Pop culture tie-in. Picture this, the Raiders drama is straight out of a Hollywood script. Think Moneyball meets Any Given Sunday, with Meyers as the star player fighting for his future. And with Vegas as the backdrop, casinos, bright lights, and the Death Star. It's no wonder this story's got everyone talking. Even Snoop Dogg, a longtime Raiders fan, tweeted last week, "Keep Jacoby in the silver and black, yo." Raider Nation needs that fire. So, what's the bottom line? The Raiders are at a crossroads. Keep Meyers, and they've got a shot to turn this season around, especially with winnable games against the Broncos and Chargers coming up. Trade him, and they're betting on the future, but at what cost? My prediction: the Raiders hold on to Meyers through the trade deadline, but contract talks will heat up in the offseason. He's too valuable to let go now, especially with playoff hopes still flickering. Raider Nation, this is your team, your fight. Get ready for the next chapter when the Raiders take on the Broncos. Will Meyers stay or go? Will the offense finally click? Tune in to find out, and don't miss a second of the action. Follow us for all your Raiders updates, and let's keep the silver and black pride alive. Just win, baby.